Welcome, welcome with love and light. Namaste, Ashe. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturn Day. Also, we're 1% illumination, waning moon. So that means we're about to go into the dark of the moon. Okay, that's normally the time where a lot of people do things that they don't want to be um they do things that they want to hide, okay? So a lot of dark moon magic is done. When the moon is 0% illumination, that's the dark of the moon. When it is 1%, that's the actual new moon. So you'll see on the calendars and things of that nature, it'll say new moon, um, but it's actually 0%, okay? Um, It is a new moon, but it's the dark of the moon, okay? For those who know, they know that that is actually a different type of energy um, that comes with the dark of the moon. So a lot of things are hidden. A lot of things are done in secrecy. I mean, people hide things all the time. However, we're going to find out what's hidden and what's blocking you, okay? This is a time of releasing, okay? You release, you let go so that you can be restored, rejuvenated, um, and receive restitution for whatever you have lost, released, surrendered, so that you may grow, okay? So we're going to get into that. Also, Saturn energy. Um, that's all about time, responsibilities, time management, and all those things. We know that we're in Saturn retrograde until I believe the mid of January. I think the mid or end of January. Saturn stays retrograde for about 128 days. That is 6 months, okay? Saturn deals with timelines. So if you hear people talk about jumping timelines or being on multiple timelines, aka dimensions, Saturn is the planet that deals with that. Now, when we are not in our proper lane, okay, when we are living illusions or we're delusional, okay, and what we see, Saturn retrograde, that is the energy that brings us back, okay? That Saturn retrograde is that is like grace with time. That's how I look at Saturn retrograde, okay? Although people say phrases like time is an illusion, time isn't real, but it's something, okay? We use it to measure, okay? We definitely use it as a measurement, all right? So Saturn actually exposes the illusions, okay? And actually shows you where you are and whether you're in your lane or somebody else's lane. With Neptune being retrograde with Saturn, we get to see, okay, the actual truth. All right, our spiritual eyes are open more. And with Uranus being retrograde in conjunction with Neptune and Saturn, Uranus exposes or shines the light on people who are not for us, people that we actually need to release, okay? This is normally a painful period for people because letting go of people, places, and things that we've gotten comfortable with, it's hard. It's like ripping a band-aid off, right? So we're going to find out what is actually blocking us from letting go and releasing. Because around mid-January, when February rolls in, hopefully we have let go of these people, toxic or karmic connections. Hopefully we have learned what we needed to learn. Okay, hopefully we are in the healing process. Healing is not something that's one and done. I know people say you got to be completely healed from this relationship before you can get into this one. Well, there are such thing as healing connections, connections, right? Where, just like you have a best friend, that best friend who makes you feel good. When you're not feeling well, they are the one that may, drop off some soup And make sure you're hydrated. Caring connections, okay? Right now, a lot of people are finding out that their quote unquote besties, have been their biggest hater, okay? Sometimes it's not because the signs aren't there, but if your spiritual eyes aren't open and people are the master of illusions, you have people who know that they are masters of illusions, okay? We have eye candy here. Look at this picture. All right. Which one is real? Okay. Which face is a proper representation of who this person really is? Okay. This is what I'm talking about. You may see your bestie looking like this, but this may be what your bestie really looks like. Okay. There's a lot of spell work, magic, rituals, ceremonies, and things of that nature that people do that you don't see, okay? You'll never know because there are some people that they don't announce everything, they don't broadcast everything, okay? Beauty fades, and when you're doing heavy spell work, especially when you are not being poured back into from the Most High, okay? We're not being poured back into from love and light, okay? Love and light is healing and it restores and rejuvenates, okay? A lot of people out here in the spirit realm, this is their actual age, but they're walking around looking like this because they have to keep up with unsuspecting people so that they can take from them, okay? And the one that doesn't want to let you go, the one that's the ride or die, and everybody else is like, why are you guys friends? Okay, that's because they can see this person for who they really are, okay? So sometimes people are not trying to break up connections. Sometimes people see what you actually don't see, okay? Sometimes people can see, yeah, that's a dark witch right there. And you're like, what? My bestie? You mean the one that'll never let anyone get too close to me? The one that'll step to, anybody on my behalf? Oh, that one? Like, oh no, that's my bestie. But they're protecting you, okay? They have to protect their asset. You are their asset, okay? You are the one that's keeping them looking young. You are the one that is pouring into their cup, okay? For whatever reason, people choose not to allow God to pour into them. They will rather take water from everybody else's cup. A lot of people, in the name of God, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Allah, in the name of all these other prophetess and ascended masters, right? They will speak, right? But there are a lot of people who resent the idea and the notion of God and love and light, but they'll never tell you that, okay? Those are the ones that'll suck the life out of you, okay? Choose someone for their inner beauty and personality. Normally the bestie that will jump in front of a car and things of that nature. But everybody else is like, I don't see what you see in them. They can see them for who they really are. All you see is that my bestie is ride or die. My bestie will jump out the car and slap a hoe. That's what you see. But why does your bestie go to the extremes to protect you? Why is it that everybody else sees their insides as being ugly and you're just like, oh no, she's a good person. That's my bestie. Your bestie is protecting you. You are her asset, okay? Your bestie is drinking from your cup constantly. The difference is you are being restored and rejuvenated by love and light, the Most High God. They are drinking from you, okay? So a lot of us, it's going to hurt, okay? So what is blocking you from letting go of these people, places, and things that seem to be, the best thing for us? Okay, so we got eye candy. And we're not talking about romantic, in a romantic sense. We're talking about being tricked and being duped, seeing someone for who they want you to see them as, okay? For some of you, what's blocking you from being with the right one, you know, is you get too serious too soon, okay? And I'm not talking about those who where there's a instant mutual connection. I'm talking about the love, the two people who meet and the love bombing happens instantly. Okay. And at the end of 24 hours, you two are just like, it's official, right? Only to find out that 2 weeks later, you're like, what the hell? Okay. You find out that this person is unavailable. And you find out that, you know, now you're a chaser. For some of you, you are 2 weeks later, you're chasing someone that you just made it official with on day one, okay? You're chasing someone who's unavailable, or you're the one who is running away, okay? Whichever role you fit, okay? And then we become needy, okay? When you get into this love bombing connection that fades away 2 weeks later, and you're either the runner or the one who's running after someone, you feel like you feel this big hunger, right? And now it's like I need what I got 2 weeks ago. Okay. I need that attention. I need that love. Okay. Being needy. Making friends and spend time by yourself will help you take the pressure off your relationship. Okay. And making friends outside of a romantic relationship. Someone said to me, you know, when a person gets into a relationship, how they just disconnect and let everybody go. You know how that is. You know, that's just what people do. And I'm like, really? That doesn't seem healthy to me. Okay. Getting into a new relationship and everything is going well, and then you isolate yourself from the rest of the world, and all of a sudden you don't need anyone but this person. That does say something, and that is a red flag, because you have lost yourself in the relationship. Okay, everything is about your partner. Okay, you're lost in your partner. Okay, and you feel like you can't be yourself. You feel like you have to be who your partner needs you to be. Okay, but we know that things will turn. Okay, and the moment that you wake up and realize it's okay to be yourself and have your own life as well as have a relationship, if that doesn't sit right with your partner, uh, then that's going to be a heartache all over again. And I don't suggest and recommend that you, okay, well, let me just be who he or she needs me to be. All right. So a lot of you, what I'm getting is you're just not full. Okay. You're not full, and that's what's blocking you. That's what's blocking you from, um, one, meeting someone who is emotionally available, and also being needy. What do you need, and what makes you think you're going to get it from this person? Okay, now I'm not talking about physical attention, because that's normal. That's something that everyone should have: physical touch, physical attention. However, I'm learning from the readings that I've done all week. What I see a common theme. People are not going directly to God. And just ask God, pour into me. Pour into me, fill me up. Okay. Because the thing that makes you needy, you're chasing something that people can't give you. You're begging for things that can only come from spirit, spiritual restoration, um, to be quenched, to have your thirst quenched. That is a spiritual type of feeding, okay? And once you get used to asking God, fill me up, fill my cup, restore me, okay? I need rejuvenation. I need hydration, okay? Once you get used to that, and once you understand what that really means, and once you are walking in and you are open to receiving um, God's water, the life force essence that keeps you healthy, happy, in balance, in alignment, um, empowered to live, then you will not be needy. You will not chase people. And emotionally unavailable people won't even they won't even grab your attention. You won't even notice them, okay? You won't. All right. Let's see what else is hidden, okay? So for some of you, I mean, collective, if this is resonating, it just means that you just need a connection with divine, okay? Yes, we need water, but we also need spiritual water. That can only come from the divine, okay? Spiritual water. That is the life force energy. All right. Okay, so what's being hidden from you? What's being hidden from you? So what's blocking you is that a lot of you don't have that connection. Okay? And there are people who can help you on your spiritual journey. Unfortunately, we are taught that we need to drink 8-ounce glasses of water a day. But a lot of us, we are not taught that we need spiritual water as well. Okay? We need spiritual water. And that only comes from the Most High. Okay? Okay, so for some of you, we have caution out here. What you're not aware of is that whatever type of sexual engagement activities that you're in, there's a warning, okay? Because someone that you're and have been involved with, um, they don't feel like you are satisfying their needs, okay? And so when there's a warning as far as sexual behavior is concerned, and then what you don't know is that somebody know that they effed up, but you don't know this. This is what you don't know, okay? And they're out here trying to get satisfied outside of you, okay? And they're doing things, people, places, and things, okay, that once they've done it, now they feel remorse or ashamed or like I shouldn't have done it, okay? They lack the emotional intelligence to make the proper decision. So they went ahead and they committed the ultimate act of betrayal against you. There's a warning here. So for some of you, if you see the signs that this person, whoever you're with, if you see signs, trust them, okay? Nothing is a coincidence. And especially if you're not the type of person that's jealous, paranoid, always accusing or doing things that don't add up, right? Especially if you're not insecure, He might be, she might be, okay? And if these signs come and they're just like real quiet and it's just like, hold up, something's not right. Okay? That's not that's not you just being paranoid. Okay? Especially if you're the type of person that don't rock the boat and then all of a sudden in a gentle manner or something is just like showing you a sign that this person is not trustworthy. They're being cold, okay? Or they're accusing you of being cold, okay? But you're stepping back because you're getting a message, okay? They're calling you a bugaboo, but you're not, okay? See, when the accusations come and you're just chilling, and you're like, wait a minute, why is this person all of a sudden accusing me? Why are they acting funny? But I'm the one that have the inkling that they're out here making bad choices, right? But you haven't approached them yet. You haven't even gotten to gather anything to even ask the person, are you doing anything? Like, what's going on? And they accuse you of being cold. They say that you're unapproachable because you're aloof. Yeah, because maybe I didn't see anything going on, so maybe I didn't seem too concerned, or maybe I am distant, okay? You came in, with the lipstick stain, or so for you guys, the red lipstick stains, this is just this could be any type of proof that, you know, there's evidence of, behavior outside of your relationship, okay? But I will say this, if it's not red lipstick, sometimes it's glitter. Sometimes it's glitter, sometimes it's foundation, okay? Sometimes it's perfume, okay? Or it's cologne. Women do the same thing. Women come home smelling like cologne. Men come home smelling like perfume. They got glitter on them, okay? Um, so I mean, then you want to do some investigation, right? But just keep in mind that right now this is a warning. So if you all know that you're not the one that's jealous, when your person comes home from hanging out with the guys, you're not standing at the door like as soon as they come in. You're not standing at the door checking their clothes and looking in their eyes and things of that nature. Um, but you notice, okay? You notice that, you know what? I don't like the way they moved when they came in. They did something different or something was a little, yeah, maybe you need to do some investigating, okay? But I will say this. When people get caught, 10 times out of 10, that was not their first time and it will not be their last time, okay? Um, you just caught them this time, okay? And so this person, and I'm not, whoa, hold up. I just saw expecting, okay? I just saw expecting, meaning expecting a child, okay? I tried to get it, but it hid from me. Also, for some of you, um, yeah, someone could be expecting, a third party could be expecting, okay? Let me clarify this. But also this right here, this card doesn't even belong in this deck. We have ambivalent, okay? Ambivalent means when you're excited, you're anxious, and you're ambitious about going after what you want, okay? But when you get what you want, it's like the fire dies down. Okay, it's like, yeah, that's not what I want. You say you want a lover, but you're not all in. Take time to figure out what you want. So you say you want a lover. Um, when you get that person, they're there. Okay, there's nothing wrong with them. They are there. There's nothing wrong with them. But I'm hearing that song from Vito. Um, Baby, take your time. What's the rush? Why all of a sudden the lyrics are not clear? Because I love that song. I say, baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. Take your time. What's the rush? Okay. So this person, Vito, is basically letting this young lady know that um you don't have to move too fast. Like, we don't have to start planning or thinking about anything. Okay. I'm letting you know I'm a dog. Okay. Like, take your time. Like, now he wanted her. Okay. Now that he got her, he's like, hold up, hold your horses. I got you because I wanted you, but I really don't want you. Okay. I want you for what I want to do. Okay. Um, but and it happens. We get with people, and then when you start to show them that you're in, they're like, hold up, slow down. Let's just see how things go. What do you mean, let's just see how things go? I'm actually showing you that I'm available. And you're like, well, let's just see how things go. Okay. So we have the Two of Wands here. All right. And this is the message that I'm actually feeding off of, is the fact that there are a lot of people, you say you want a relationship, and as soon as you get into one, you don't want it. You're not all in. Okay. So then you start moving differently. Okay. You're not all in. That's actually not cool. For some of you, this is what can I say? Just be on the lookout, okay? Watch out for the signs. Make sure you guys ask direct questions. Be very specific, because the Two of Wands here, we have two people, two paths. You have a choice to make. Two people on two paths. If you guys are not going to connect, join forces, and walk the same path, it's not going to work. Okay, we got the Two of Wands. This is someone who is going to walk away. Okay, they are. They are going to walk away, because your path is not their path. Look at it. Look. Okay, he's like, I made my choice. This is you, and he has his back towards you. This is your path. This is his path, and he's like, I made my choice. I'm moving forward. Okay. Um. So what does that look like in a relationship? Someone being distant. Someone being distant. Someone. Um. All of a sudden, they don't want to be there anymore. Okay, and you're just like, how did we get here? We got the King of Cups, and we have the Ace of Wands. All right. For some of you, this connection came about from some of you could have done some love rituals, some come to me spell work. Okay. I'm just going to say, be careful with these candles out here. Okay. Because you can call people in the Ace of Cups in reverse energy. Okay. The Hermit in reverse. They're coming to you. They don't know why, because they don't have anything to offer you. Okay. And the Ten of Swords, they're mentally done. Okay. Look at this. Didn't I say the Magician in reverse? Y'all doing these come to me spells, okay? And you're calling people against their will. Um, and when I say against their will, it's because they're under a spell, okay? Some people are open. Some people are open, they hear the calling and they answer. It happens. We got the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands, okay? And they're answering the call. A love call, right? Now, these are people who they don't have anything to give you. Their cup is empty. They need to be poured into. Okay? The King of Cups, the King of Cups is their cup is full, okay? The Ace of Cups, there's nothing, okay? And they're not even in position to receive. So what can you do for this person? We got the Hermit in reverse. They don't know what the hell is going on, okay? Because they've been duped. They're not able to creatively even think how to engage, okay? Because they're under your spell. They're not healed and they're not even able to do the healing work, okay? Because they got caught, okay? They got caught. So when you do these come to me spells and bring me someone that I can love, someone to love, okay? 9 times out of 10, these are the people who are going to come because let's be real. People who are connected to source and they get their cups filled from the divine, they know how to get their cups poured into. Okay, they're not sitting at the table with the cup down. Okay, if this is the cup, okay, when you're in a restaurant and your cup is upright, the waitress, as they are walking by, they're paying attention. Once it gets to a certain level, they know I need to refill the cup. The job of a waitress is to make sure your cup never goes empty, never goes empty. So if you drink everything or if you spill your cup over, but you don't make anyone aware of it, okay? Or if your cup is upside down, the waitress, you're giving them the signal, I'm done. I don't want any more to drink, okay? So when our cups are upside down, okay, spirit is like, I can't pour into a cup that's upside down. Therefore, you do not get healing energies from the divine. And this is how soul ties are created. Because if you keep your cup filled, okay, so you can do your spell work or whatever you do, you're going to be pouring into them knowing that nothing is ever going to be accomplished. We have the Queen of Swords here, okay, the World in reverse. The relationship is not going to be filled. I mean, the relationship is not going to be successful. It's just going to be stagnant. I mean, as long as you're doing the spell work, you'll have this relationship. You have to keep doing it. You got to keep it up. We got the devil, and for some of you, um, you're actually feeding off this person, the devil with the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, I'm telling you, like, y'all out here sucking people dry, sucking people dry, like this is total control. This is total control of like this is like hijacking a person's life force energy. And by the way, this is not what your average person can do. They're either paying someone to do this, okay, or they know what they're doing. Okay? Not everybody pays people to do this kind of stuff. But we got the King and the Queen of Swords out here. Man, Spirit is talking like crazy. The King and the Queen of Swords in Judgment. So this person is praying for strength. Okay, they're getting the strength to just be on autopilot when it comes to manifestation. And for some of you, you may feel like you are needed, okay, because you're out here, you're in position. Uh, by the way, you're being spiritually abused, okay? This is spiritual abuse. Um, you're constantly tired, low vibrational. You're not happy and you're not satisfied. Your mind is not at peace, yet you don't understand that you're in a connection that is bound and bonded by, for some of you, this is a dark high priestess. Okay, so for some of you, this is the energy of a man. This is what you don't see, you guys. I'm talking to men. I'm talking to men. You don't know that the reason why you're tired all the time, your mind is never at peace. You're definitely, I mean, the thought of the relationship just turns you off. However, you're on autopilot. This person has got you spiritually bonded, okay? Oh, okay. Mm, mm. Didn't I say this is a man under the spell of a woman? I did. And she knows how to pick them. Whoever you are, you're a provider, you're very protective, okay? But you need to let Saturn's energy, Saturn retrograde's energy, put you back on your proper timeline because we got the Emperor here. So you're definitely established. Leo, Aries, Capricorn, okay? We got Aries, Mars. That's some real strong firepower right there. And this Queen of Wands in reverse, who is a dark high priestess, I mean, she got you taking care of business and working overtime. That's literally what I heard. Um, so although like you're able to provide monetary support, you're able to provide whatever resources your household needs, even material things, right? You're chasing material things, but at the end of the day, none of that amounts to anything. All right. And she's just sitting up there, just, yeah. The Page of Wands in reverse with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, okay? Um, it's time for you to get off this timeline, get out of this cycle. The longer you're in it, oh, you might get out. I hope so. We got the Eight of Cups here. We got the Star in reverse. After she sucked you completely dry and take everything out of you, um, oh, she's going to leave you. Whoa. So she's going to jump ship. I guess she feels like she's gotten enough out of you. She done got you trapped, bonded, in bondage, isolated. All right. Oh, I'm not sure what is going to cause this, but something is going to happen where you're going to have to change job locations. You're definitely going to have to change job locations, and this is not going to make you happy. Yes, you are. We got the Eight of Pentacles here and the Ace of Pentacles. They both represent a new job. Now, this is definitely in your field, whoever you are, sir. Okay, you got a lot of fire in your chart, whoever you are. You're definitely driven, okay? But this job is really, it's a lot of work, okay? It's a lot of work. She's not the one for you. whoever okay, so let me say this to you all. And I'm not giving nobody props or kudos. But talk about grabbing me, snatching up a good one. You know how you hear people brag, I got me a good one? Oh, she got her a good one. I mean, completely this he's her servant. Like he is her servant. She got her a good one. Sir, whoever you are, Mr. Sir, okay? Mr. Emperor, King of Wands in reverse, okay? You'll never be upright as long as you're with her. Now, she is definitely manipulating you. She is doing that spell work like clockwork to keep you. And you're praying for strength, okay? You're praying for strength so you can keep working because you're tired. The job is draining you. You do a lot of physical work, a lot of manual labor. You're very skilled. Just keeps coming out. So we got the Seven of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles already came out. Okay, it's time for you to leave and walk away. It really is. But she has no problem doing that spell work to keep you. At this point, it's like the only thing I see you praying for is strength. She doesn't have your mind completely, but she got you. She definitely has your heart. We have the Lovers in reverse. Okay. The Page of Pentacles in reverse. That's a failed relationship. The Magician in reverse. Wow. Okay. So what is going on here? We got the Three of Wands in reverse. You're going back to an ex who was also a dark witch. Like, what the hell? You're jumping from the frying pan to the fire. The Ace of Swords. So it looks like you're under a couple of spells. Yeah. The Five of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you're going back to an ex that things didn't work out. But, damn. Oh my goodness. Okay. I mean, to each his own, whatever the case may be. Okay. I do see a disconnection here with the Lovers in reverse. Okay. The Page of Pentacles in reverse with the Magician in reverse. I am seeing this in two ways. Okay. One, there's an ex that's doing dark magic on you. This could also represent you leaving. You leaving who you're with to go back to an ex. Someone that, okay, because the Three of Wands in reverse, that is not forward moving. But that's going back because that's the best you can think of. That something's not right, okay? This Nine of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So you like to save the damsel in distress because the Nine of Pentacles, this could be someone who is, you know that they're self-sufficient, you know that they got their own, but they're kind of like screaming help. Okay. So you went back to an ex and it looks like you end up with this one, the Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups. You're going back. So you left this dark witch who, I don't know how you got out of it, but it looks like someone did spell work to, you could have done this yourself. Let me find out. Because to be quite honest, you ran out of ideas on how to get rid of this person that you're with. Okay? You knew you needed to leave. You knew that when you ripped the Band-Aid off, it was going to hurt. That's the Five of Cups in reverse. That is, sorry, I gotta go. Like literally, sorry, I gotta go. Okay. Let me see what I need to clarify some things. This Magician in reverse in this Page of Pentacles. Sir, you might have said I got some tricks up my sleeve. I can break this spell. We have Temperance and we have the Three of Cups with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Ten of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And here we go with the Three of Wands in reverse. Okay, so that is definitely you going back to a past situation. Because you felt like you didn't have any options. The Wheel of Fortune. You felt like the Wheel of Fortune with the Ten of Swords. You know that this person was draining your life force. Okay. The Ten of Swords, that is a painful ending, but it ended. Now, it looks like you jumped from the frying pan to the fire, but I need to, we got the Fool in reverse. That is indicative of reckless behavior, okay? The Five of Pentacles in reverse, that is someone who is climbing out of a pit that they didn't fail in based off of their own behaviors. And then we have the Sun and the Queen of Pentacles, okay? This Nine of Pentacles in reverse, this is an ex. This is someone who is emotionally available, and I'm getting the feeling that they sent out the bat signal, okay? Like they sent out the damsel in distress. The Sun and the Queen of Pentacles, this is positive energy. This is not dark magic, okay? This is healing energy. This is nurturing energy. This is someone who is very supportive. We have the Death card, okay? That is spiritual healing. This is a person who transmutes energies and allows someone to get out of a karmic cycle. The Wheel of Fortune, okay, in reverse, that's a karmic cycle. This healing energy allows someone to get from out of a rut. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Wands, this is you. This person is, I'm going to call her angel in disguise. Okay, because to the world, well, I'll leave that alone. But the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the King of Wands, that's you being stuck, okay? You were stuck, okay? You had this reckless, careless energy, okay? And you just felt like the work that you didn't pay off. But this healing energy from this Queen of Pentacles, all right, allowed you to transform and grow into this King of Pentacles. That's who you were all along. We got the Three of Pentacles here. So there's balance, there's harmony. And what you don't see, okay, all the mental anguish, this spiritual warfare, okay, you have completely and successfully cleared yourself from the spiritual warfare that you were in, okay? The spiritual warfare that you were in. It's a lot of fire energy. All this wands. Okay? The spiritual warfare, you were in this connection, okay, that drained you. The Two of Cups in reverse with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, okay? You were in a dead, it's like you were definitely in obviously dysfunctional, this is a marriage, okay? You were in a dysfunctional relationship, okay? Although this is, yeah, this is a spiritual marriage that was not in alignment, okay? Um, the Six of Wands with the Judgment, that is spirit saying that uh you have successfully, um yeah, with the Justice, you have successfully been redeemed. You have, you have, you victorious. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Victorious when it comes to the spiritual warfare. Okay, the manipulation and the dark magic that had you burnt out, constantly overexerting yourself under false pretense, the deception, all of that is going to be sent back to your now ex-wife. You guys are did get, I mean, y'all did get married. That is a spiritual union. With this Ten of Cups here in reverse, y'all made this official. Okay, you definitely made this official. Um, so once the spell was, the question that I needed to ask Spirit was, did you do this spell work to get yourself out of this? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That is not even clear here. But I do see this positive energy, this Queen of Pentacles with the Sun. That is a light worker, okay? That is a spiritual healer with the Death, okay? Scorpio energy. That is a spiritual healer. That's the difference. That is the gap between this karmic connection that you were in under this. You were definitely bound to this dark witch. I'm talking to a masculine. You were definitely held captive. I think you know, and I think you knew all along. Now, who broke the spell with dark magic though? Okay. All right, Spirit, let me just, Spirit, the page, can you clarify the Page of Pentacles and the Magician in reverse? The Five of Swords in reverse, okay? That's revenge, okay? Making amends, having the desire to forgive, the Lovers in reverse, okay? So you did what you needed to do to break it off. And I'm not getting any spiteful energy. The Five of Swords in reverse, that is someone that's just like, I had to spiritually defeat you to break the chains. Um, but I'm sorry that I hurt you, but I got to cut you loose. Okay? I want us to be cordial, but I can't stay bound. Not like this. So, what's interesting is even after the spiritual divorce, um, there's more than one, because the Lovers in reverse talks about someone who made, a poor choice in, who they chose to be attached to. But then it also represents someone who's just not fully committing. Okay, they're not fully committing. And that's what we started off with. Ambivalent, okay? You say you want a lover, but you're not all in. So what happens? You said you want a lover, you went and got with this person, and this person thought y'all were going to be together, but then you showed her otherwise. So she whipped out her dark magic and bound you to her. Y'all better stop playing with people, okay? Because I don't know if it was love bombing, whatever the case may be. And once she thought, I got him, we're going to be together, you start pulling away, she start putting on that dark magic. Okay? That's what happened. That's what happened. Three of Swords and the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the King of Swords in reverse. So the love bombing is like who are you doing this to? So we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. This is definitely like someone who's like, I love you not. Okay. And then like they're buying you gifts. Okay. When you pull back or when you express, hey, you hurt my feelings, and then they have to pull on spirit. We got the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. Somebody got some heavy protection here. Then you go and you try to impress them with your material things. But then when you realize that doesn't work, it's not working on them, that shouldn't work. Not when they got the King and the Queen of Cups out here protecting them. Your shit is going to be exposed, okay? So, dude, whoever you are, you ain't learning your lesson. I don't think you even know how to be loved. You know, dark magic has bad side effects on the brain, okay? It just does. It has bad side effects on the brain. Now, I did see where I don't see this person going straight to Swords to get healed, okay? That's what I don't see. I see this Queen of Pentacles, um, who is a spiritual healer, okay, that helped this person, but and God does work through people, but I don't see any energy where this man went straight to God. He only goes to God for strength, for mental strength and physical strength. But I don't see any love connection. I don't see a love relationship between this man and God. It's like, and that's how some people use God. It's like, I know I can call on you and I know that you'll give me what I need, okay? But I really don't want to love. I don't want to be open and vulnerable. I can be under somebody's spell because I know I can use spell work to get myself out of someone's spell. When I'm done being stuck in a trap, when I want to move on to the next person, that's the energy that I'm getting. So you, sir, were never a victim, okay? I thought you were, but you weren't. But you got to be careful, okay? So the moral of the story is you go ahead. Y'all people keep connecting with people and leading them on. You're actually showing people signs. You're showing people signs that, hey, I want to be with you. Okay? You're articulating that you love this person. And when people say to you, I've been hurt, I really don't want to connect, I don't think this is a good idea, and then you step out there and you go, I'm not about, I'm not about that, I'm not playing no games with you. And then so after you let this person know, I don't want to connect with you because I right now I just don't want to jump into something and then a month later, I'm back at square one. After hearing a person express that, and then you in turn go, no, that's not what I'm about. Those are not my intentions. And then y'all hitting it off and everything is great. You're showing up, y'all talking, um, everything, there's a lot of attention, and then you pull back and you're just like, well, let's just see how things go. What do you mean, let's just see how things go? And then she go in her little dark purse and whip up some spell work on you, bind and bond you, and now you're not even, she's controlling you. You don't even have a mind or a heart of your own. But this is something I've never seen before, you guys. I'm going to be honest with you. This man right here, when he thought he was going to pull back, she bound him with the dark magic, took full control, or so it looked like it. But he's already privy. He was already hip to it, right? When he got tired, he went and did spell work to undo her work, and then went to an ex, okay, who's an actual healer. No manipulation, no deception, no dark magic, no nothing. Went to an ex to get healed, okay? Got healed and did the same thing. They get married, okay? And then it starts looking like he does the same thing all over again. Y'all better be careful, because this type of energy right here, where men is just like, oh, I'm not worried about women's dark magic because I can just get myself out of their spell work with spell work, and then I can go keep doing what I'm doing. Just know that God is watching, okay? Because what you are, you are a dark warlock. So whereas you let her think that she was in control, all right? And then you got these sad sob stories, and you got women pouring into you. If that ain't warlock, I don't know what it is. Okay. So now that I look at it, women, this is what you need to know. This is what's hidden from you. That man that is bound to that dark witch, let him stay bound to her. Don't pour into him. Okay. Do not. You pour into him, you're giving him the juice that he needs to go in his little kitchen bag and get himself from under her spell. Once he's from under her spell, that's like a person who's not afraid of committing a heinous crime because they know the system. And they know that although if I commit X, Y, and Z, I'm going to get life in prison. But they know how to go before the judge and only get 5. And they're not afraid of going to jail for 5 years. Okay? So they'll go ahead and do what they want to do, because they'll never pay the full price for the crime. That's a warlock for you. That's a skilled one too. You don't become that way overnight either. Okay? You don't. And that's why that person, when they give you bursts of what looks like positive energy, what looks like, oh, they're very, now mind you, don't get me wrong. A lot of these people are very responsible, okay? A lot of these people are manifestors, okay? So they'll never really be broke. They may stretch themselves out thin, but that's just their nature, okay? Not everybody's the same personality-wise, right? Not everyone's behavior is the same. However, those bursts of, I love you, I'm popping up on you, what do you need? I'm bringing you things that you asked for 2 days ago or that you mentioned, but I'm popping up to surprise you with them. Those bursts of what seems like positive energy, that is the energy that someone gave to them. Excuse me. People recycle energy or pay it forward. So this woman that wants him to desperately love her, she's pouring into him. He's taking it. He's soaking it all up. But then he's releasing it and giving it to you. Y'all better be careful out here. So if you don't know, now you know. All right. And I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've ever heard of anything like this. I mean, there's movies that probably model this, but at the beginning of the reading, I thought this man was a victim. But turns out he's not. He just know how to play the game. He knows how to play the game. Okay. All right, you guys. I know that was a lot. If you want a private reading, just in my channel description, how to get a reading is there. Okay. But just be careful with people who overwhelm you with intense, too good to be true, like fill you up on day one type energy. I'm not saying that um there aren't genuine people who just connect like that, but after this reading right here, um you do need to let time go by to see. Now, some people are very patient. Some people, they have mental health issues that fuel, okay? That will fuel their game playing tactics, okay? But a person who gave, poured their whole cup into you within the first 24 hours, at the end of the 24 hours, I need you to end that baby with, oh my gosh, this was so awesome. Um, the energy was great. It was intense. All right. Um, thank you for your time and your energy. Okay. And just kind of have no expectations. Okay. Well, on that note, I'm going to close out. You guys, until the next time, with love and light. Namaste, Ashe.